Family, what's the word? We are back. Good morning, good afternoon, all that good stuff. I want to react and comment on this educational video about the streamers. And when we speak about these streamers, well, you guys have to understand that to make it to their level, it takes time, but it takes sacrifice. I'll leave it at that. But Phantom, he's the one that's responsible for putting Cenat in his position, and they fell out. So we're gonna hear what Phantom says about selling out and streamers and things like that, and we're gonna see some interesting things. Let's get to it.
Jimmy on the beat, boy.
Let's get high, yeah, you know I'm about to roll. Let's get please, yeah, you know I gotta pull. Let's live life, live once I'm about to turn up. Get fly, oh for sure it's about to go up. Let's get high, yeah, you know I'm about to roll. Let's get please, yeah, you know I gotta pull. Let's live life, live once I'm about to turn up. Get fly, oh for sure it's about to go up. Roll my blunt and pass my lighter. Lit pop shit, get higher. I'm the hottest, call me fire. Rock out, jump up, live my life up.
Right now, AMP is one of the most popular streaming crews on the internet. The two most popular members of the crew have to be Cenat and Phantom. Over the last few years, Kai has literally dominated the streaming space, becoming one of the most popular streamers in America. Phantom has also seen a rise in popularity as he's closely associated with Kai, being seen in plenty of his streams. They also stream together, a part of the AMP collective. It seemed like Phantom and Kai were close friends, so that's why it really caught the internet off guard when it appeared Phantom either left AMP or got kicked out. Recently, Phantom made some posts that left many questions about how his relationship with AMP stands, with people claiming these tweets indicate he left the streaming crew. While I wasn't really concerned with that, what I was concerned with was Phantom seemingly claiming that AMP sold their soul and he wouldn't. Now, the internet is wondering, did Phantom just expose AMP for selling out?
See, that's crazy. To introduce somebody to a bigger platform and things like that, and then you get X'd out of the clique. It had to be something drastic or some type of action that needed to be executed, and I don't think bro went for it. You got to think of the things these dudes do for streams, for the attention, how outlandish they are. But I'm gonna tell y'all, when I knew Kai was a part of the machine, that was when I started seeing a lot of A-list celebrities on his show. And the thing is, would he be that big without the machine behind him? And then here's another thing. Do these dudes know they might make just as much money independently? Maybe. But how much money do you really need in one lifetime? Let's start there, unless you're trying to take care of a whole lineage.
If you have been on the internet recently, you definitely know who Kai is. You can't scroll on social media without seeing at least one of the viral clips from one of his streams. He is known for taking streaming to a whole new level, taking it from the independent in your mother's basement content it started as, to this mainstream show that the biggest celebrities in Hollywood appear on.
That's the power of influence I be talking about. Influence. How does this dude from the hood of New York become a pinnacle in entertainment to the point where a lot of these people with millions of fans come to him now for attention, and it's almost like they come to him for a refresh, sort of like what the Orange Man did with the Kirk dude, and trying to appeal to a younger audience and keep their relevancy up. That's all I see.
Seeing Kai grow his platform by working hard and making it out was truly inspiring and a great thing to see. You can't take away the fact that he's a hard worker and has put in a lot of work to make it where he is. However, I know Kai has made it to a level that you can't make it to without selling out. And that's exactly what people are saying Phantom just said about Kai and the AMP crew.
Now, I had to interrupt real quick because selling out, it could be a number of things, but if you sever a relationship over money or business differences, is that still selling out? Because what I took from the situation when I was looking at it is that bro cut ties with the dude that put him on over brand deals, sponsorships, and things like that. In this next clip, we're gonna hear exactly what Phantom tweeted out and why he tweeted it out. It was said that they kicked him off the AMP platform, like to have access. And yeah, that's a telltale sign. But this man says, I put them on. They think they're gods. Check it out.
This narrative was further pushed when Phantom seemed to have claimed he lost access to the AMP page, then made some cryptic post on social media that people believe was him exposing AMP. He posted the lyrics to a song that read, "They forgot all the stuff I did. I was feeding the team when I didn't have nothing. I took a risk and I done got all of us rich." On top of this post, he also posted this, "I find it funny. Everything will soon come to light. They should be thanking me. If y'all knew what I knew, y'all would understand. Nothing is a coincidence. Everything is always strategic from them. It's never natural anymore. Every move calculated. It's funny how you gotta watch these closest to you, but that's how it goes. They think they're actual gods. We know who God really is. Their God is money. Mine's is it." He then posted this, which is what made people the most concerned, stating, they sold, they mad I won't do it." Even though Phantom didn't specify who he was talking about, he did mention that it was people close that snaked him.
It was people close that snaked him. I'm gonna say this, I feel like they be putting a lot of rituals in these programs, these streaming things. Even I'm gonna tell y'all who y'all need to really look out for is Drewski. Real talk. Listen, if you watch that Could Have Been thing, there's a lot of innuendos to the other side, I'll say that. But you could see the devil at play. I'll put it like that. But to be snaked out by the ones closest to you, interesting. But those are the only ones that can really snake you out. Let's be real about that. They know the most, and they know you.
People believe these comments were aimed at AMP and Cenat, which if true, is some very serious allegations. In this post, if he were talking about Kai and AMP, he's painting them as a crew of sellouts, people who compromise themselves for fame, money, and success. This is one of the biggest problems with the industry. When people are faced with the opportunity of crossing over to the next level and making more money, they usually take it without any consideration. They know that it might mean aligning themselves with people and principles they don't agree with, but we know most people would do anything for money. They want to be rich by any means possible. Hence is why Phantom said their god is money. Money is what makes them do what they do. On top of this, he revealed that everything with AMP is essentially staged instead of being authentic. I honestly see this too, as streaming gets bigger and bigger. Kai is the perfect example of this. His streams have become over-the-top spectacles that are a complete turnaround from where he started. Kai is obviously getting opportunities that aren't available for just any streamer. He has definitely crossed over to the mainstream world.
This streaming thing, y'all, I don't think a lot of people really understand how deep it is, how real it is, how influential it is. And it's like, one thing I can say is, I think it's another thing to take us away from real life. And that's like being a productive member of society. You got people trying to stay in their rooms to be like these dudes. But you got the rappers who all of these dudes or all of these people look up to. The rappers are running to the streamers. So just imagine the picture that puts in a kid's head, or vulnerable young man, or whatever you want to say. Think about the image that puts in their head. I gotta be a streamer. I gotta be a streamer. The actors, the rappers, the girls, the blah, blah, blah. And really all these dudes do is scream and prank each other and act ignorant. And I think that pushes a whole different agenda. But let's continue. I ain't about to preach.
The fact that he has access to all these celebrities should tell you all you need to know. Honestly, I have nothing against Kai as a person. He comes off as genuinely humble, but I can see from a mile away that he's sold out and is being used by the higher-ups. He wouldn't have been embraced by mainstream or be all over these commercials. This is why most people think Phantom was referring to Kai and AMP when he said they sold out, especially since he said you have to watch those closest to you, indicating that he was referring to someone close to them. He also claimed that their god is money. Now, for some reason, Kai and the AMP members have played around with the idea of selling their souls on more than one occasion. In this old video of Kai that I've shown before, we can see Kai joke around about signing a deal and selling his soul.
If you know what I'm going for, you know what I'm going for. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to sign that deal. I want to sign a deal. Sell my soul, sell my soul.
Like I always say, people tend to hide the truth in comedy more often than not. In this stream, we see another instance of joking around with the idea of selling your soul. In the stream, Duke Dennis claimed Kai Cenat sold his soul.
Tell him how this nigga like sold his soul. This nigga like sold his soul and shit. Like, nigga, you really need to dig deep and not.
Now, Truth is said something interesting. He said they hide the truth in comedy. It was a young lady in my bad, what's that girl name? Bad Baby, Bad Barbie, whatever that little girl name is. It was a comment on the video that I did about her, and they're like, oh, you take everything literally. You can see she was laughing when she said that. And I asked the girl, like, do you know her? Like, do you know Bad Baby to know that's how she acts when she's joking or whatever? But I told her that's how they put things right out there as a joke. And it's almost in the sense of a thing like they tell you without telling you, but when it comes out, you can't say they didn't tell you. They'll refer back to that moment that you thought was a joke that was full of truth. But I'm glad that that part popped up in the video. I'm not gonna put the Bad Baby video up here for reference or nothing, but yeah, they tell you through jokes because the girl is talking about some stuff. Y'all just gotta go to the video, period.
Now I know some people are gonna say that just because he became so popular doesn't mean he sold his soul. They're gonna say that he just worked hard to get there. But like I said, I do agree that Kai worked hard to get where he is. Most people who are famous do. But there's a level you can't reach unless you sell out and agree to be used by the playmakers. Kai Cenat is definitely being used by the playmakers. Doing a T-Mobile commercial is him advertising for the playmakers, pushing their products. According to Kai, Phantom wasn't kicked and he's out of the country. He then tells people to stop falling for fake narratives essentially. The only problem is he doesn't seem to address Phantom claiming they sold their soul, or why he even said any of this, or clarify what or who Phantom was talking about. Phantom clearly made it seem he had issues with his own crew and said they would do anything for money. Honestly, who else could he be referring to? The fact that Kai didn't address this head on is telling. It's like he was avoiding addressing it directly. Now we also have to take into consideration that Phantom himself hasn't addressed any of this after his post went viral. Realistically, this could have all been taken out of context or just been a publicity stunt. Regardless, it doesn't change my mind that Kai Cenat definitely sold out to make it where he is today. Sadly, it's the same move that most people do in that position. Kai being signed to United Talent Agency that deals with the biggest names in Hollywood already tells you all you need to know. This is the opposite of being independent. He's the definition of a mainstream celebrity.
Listen, y'all, dude Phantom didn't expose this and then leave the country just because he needed a vacation. I feel like, in my opinion, bro know what he said, he knew how deep it was, and he knew what the outcome could possibly be. So he might have took precautions. That's what it feels like to me. But yeah, they pushed the product for these people because it all goes back to one thing, y'all. Influence. Influence. And it's crazy because I look at my childhood and how I wanted certain things because my favorite rapper or whatever had those same things. No matter if it's shoes or clothes, especially Will Smith. Like the Fresh Prince, bro had all the hot Jordans. And it's like, man, I want to be like, bro, he got all the Jordans. He got all the fresh gear. He got all the, yeah, so influence, y'all. That's why it's so important to try to filter as much as you can from your offspring. Like what they take in, because influence. Anyway, we're going to end it right there. I'm out. Peace.